Hey guys, this is Market Update. In this video, we're going to look at how the market is positioned right now and how far along we are in this bull market. Many people are coming back into crypto and seeing the price suddenly 50K. Is that overextended or not? We're going to go through all of that data in this video right here. So firstly, when it comes to the Bitcoin price, we're having a kind of a short-term consolidation after a breakout of resistance, which is obviously nice to have. You know, are we going to test this 50K resistance? Well, the ETFs are just pumping so much money in the market. The answer is no, but there are some bits of supply that may come around. And so that, if it comes, are the pullback opportunities that you get in these bull markets. If you can see the previous bull market here, Bitcoin has the moves to the upside, then you get the consolidation, upside move, consolidation. And, you know, when things really get crazy towards the peak of a bull market, you get these huge expansions. We're going through this very similar pattern here. You get the drawdowns, right? After the expansion, consolidation here, expansion, maybe a consolidation or a drawdown. Doesn't matter because we're in an uptrend, and that is very, very clear to see. And there is a long way to go, and I'll show you the data of that. If you do trade 30,000 deposit bonus on Bybit, just check the link down below. If you make a deposit and trade up to 30K as a deposit bonus. Trading at around 52,000 right now is not expensive for Bitcoin, in my opinion. I mean, in relation to its overall trend and phases, which I'll show you right now. But against the Japanese yen, we're at an all-time high. Against the euro, we're 20% away. And against the dollar, we're 30% away. So we're pretty close to just price discovery. And during that, Bitcoin does not move slowly. And so trying to wait for that move and chase that is completely being the wrong side of the market. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Firstly, 50,000 is not expensive. You can see Bitcoin's trend to the upside. It moves above and below this kind of mid trend line. We are around it now. So I've been saying this for literally the past year. Anything under this line, if you want to buy BTC, you have to be active there. And, you know, that is the time to really make the best profits per mini cycle, 4-year cycle. We're getting out of that now. And so we are not in the consolidation phase anymore. We are in an uptrend, and everything shows that, which I'll show you right now. 50K is not expensive. What I mean is in relation to its trend, because if we inflect all the way up to this upper line, that would be Bitcoin being expensive in relation to its trend. I'm talking about the midline, which is the trend of the price. So we're still not massively overdone. But when we move, it does not happen slowly. You can see these previous moves to the upper trend line. Okay, it doesn't kind of get there in a slow, steady fashion. It just moves. And so that is really what you're waiting for if you're looking to trade this cycle. These moves here, if we're 52 or 48 or 35, completely irrelevant, because what you're looking for is that move straight up to here, which usually comes with a big kind of expansion bull market. Are we going to get that again? Obviously, we don't know the extent of it, but it seems pretty likely because this is the most talked about, kind of focused on asset in the world. You can see here where we are in the current cycle as well. If you see the previous cycle tops for this metric, realized cap. So essentially, where this comes right down, that's the top of a bull cycle in terms of the price of Bitcoin, right? When we come down here, you can see we're nowhere near that right now. So the previous cycle tops were 15%, 5%, and 5%. We're currently at 63%. So we have to come down to, let's say, 10, 12%, maybe 5%. We're miles away from that. So there's a huge way to go in this bull market. 50K is not expensive, in my opinion, but you can see that when that happens, it does not happen slowly. It is like a straight line, right? So this is kind of like the opposite side of the price. The price goes up, these come down. It's basically a straight line, and then it tops, and then again, you get the bull market. So trying to time this is difficult, but just to see where we are in this current cycle, we are not late stage. Everything, the price, the time, where we are in the halving, all of the on-chain metrics, shows us that we are not late stage. We are still pretty early in this, and we're at 50K. So that is quite interesting. Some other on-chain metrics from the ARK Invest report also show us this. So this is long-term holder spent output ratio. This moves in waves. So during bull trends, it moves up, and then during the bear market, it moves down. And then obviously you can see that reverse and come to the upside as well. We're right here. So as you can see, we are definitely reversing, right? And that has been the reversal of every other bull market. So you get these reversals, and we're in one right now, which shows us that we're coming out of the bear market and we're coming into a huge, accumulation and bull market for BTC. And the level at which this goes to is actually coming down over time. A lot of these metrics are doing that as the asset matures and the actual level of prices and movements comes down. So something to watch out for, but generally you can see that we are moving into an uptrend from this. Now, one of the bits of downside that is potentially going to happen is, these unlocks. Galaxy, I think, just unlocked around $1.5 billion worth of BTC, which in the big scheme of things isn't that much. Mt. Gox is potentially a big amount of supply. And so these are the types of things that if they happen during bull markets, they tend to happen when the market is a little bit overextended in terms of price and everyone's a bit leveraged. And then this supply comes onto the market. That's when you get that kind of 30% drawdown. Typically happens very quickly as well. This is a lot of coins. So if all of this unlocks, right, that's around $7 billion worth of coins. So that is not a small amount. So that's something to watch out for. Not all of them are going to sell. Not all of them will be unlocked at the same time, but it's definitely something to watch out for. So what happens in bull markets is eventually once that supply is cleared, then you move higher. I don't think it's important to focus on this. You can't control it. And to be honest, you don't really know how it's going to affect the market. Obviously, it's going to cap the price if there's supply there. But I think we have to look more at these cycles for our trades. We can't trade off stuff like this because, we're not an OTC desk. We're trying to buy when we're down here. And if the price is weak and comes anywhere to these levels, then that's our buy zone. And if we come up here, then we make decisions about do we want to take profits or sell or just like not buy because we're clearly at the top of a range. I think that's more constructive for an individual rather than trying to focus on this. But it's a definite possibility that if billions of dollars comes onto the market, then that could be an issue. Now, the ETFs have already accumulated, I think, like $5+ billion worth of BTC in the first few weeks. So in relation to that, this isn't really a big deal in the big scheme of things, but if this comes onto the market over a short period of time, guess what? We get more Bitcoin at hopefully lower prices. It's actually a positive thing for us if we're looking to buy BTC. It's just a mindset thing. If the price falls, good, because we know where it's going. This is also interesting. This is Bitcoin valued in gold. So again, I think Bitcoin and gold have absolutely nothing in common. I think Bitcoin is real money, and it's actually scarce. And so, it's been the better store of value. It's one of the best performing large scale assets you can actually get. The Bitcoin ETFs are the most successful product ever launched in TradFi. It took them around 30 days to reach $5 billion in assets. It took gold almost a year to do that same thing. So there is huge demand for BTC. Demand is going to come in waves, of course. So there may be periods where, risk on, risk off, because interest rates are going to change. And so the demand will come in waves. But it's very clear that there is a large demand from the market. And a lot of these providers, the financial providers, they're still kind of making their moves and not really allocating right yet. So I think if you are an investor, a real investor, you're looking over the next 10 to 15 years. I mean, we're just so early still with the Bitcoin price. There's going to be cycles in between, yes. But this is a demanded product that will just proliferate through TradFi. And it's going to take 10 to 15 years, which is great news because you're just going to see it slowly accrue value over time. You can see the Bitcoin ETFs pulled in more funds than, anything else, SPY, Vanguard's indexes. This is a very sought after product. You can also see here, this is from Coinbase. It shows us where the volume is concentrated, and it's coming in the early hours in US trading time. So it's very clear what's happening here. US TradFi is getting involved, and they're buying Bitcoin, they're sucking up Bitcoin. So that shows you what's happening, how the Bitcoin price is now moving over to the States, which is the center for capital allocation. not just Americans, a lot of different countries, sovereign wealth funds, they'll trade through these firms in the States. So it shows us that big money's coming. It's the institutions that are actually coming and mopping up the Bitcoin supply. There's still a long way to go in this bull market for sure. If you want to keep up to date with all of the latest on-chain metrics, I put them in the Crypto Investor course. All updates come for free, so check that via the link below. Bybit deposit bonus down there as well. I'm James, this is MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.